Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you here. So, based on the poll results, it appears that we're going to be doing a review on Illumination's The Super Mario Brothers movie. Oh. My leg! Sorry. Illumination's The Super Mario Brothers movie. It's been a long time coming, but now y'all are going to hear what I think about this film. So, let's get started. So, what do I think of this film? I think it's good. Not perfect, not stellar, not fantastic, not the best film I've ever seen. No, not by any stretch. Now, I understand that it's a kid's movie because the plot does go really quick. If you really go back and watch it, it kind of seems like everything just moves forward and then it's over. Now, that's not to say it's bad. That's not to say it's the worst film ever. I think that there's just a lot to be desired. For one thing, I absolutely love how the film starts with Mario and Luigi starting up their own plumbing company. And then they're constantly being told that they can't do a good job, that they're a joke, that they chose certain articles of clothing that's like completely out of whack for being plumbers. That's cool. And I especially appreciate that Mario's family is the center of that, like, that negativity. And it leads Mario to be like, I can do something, because when the sewers go crazy in New York, in Brooklyn, then Mario has a purpose. And so then it just leads into Mario and Luigi getting sucked into the pipe, getting separated, Luigi gets kidnapped, and Mario has to go save him. I like that. I think it's really cool that Luigi's the one that gets kidnapped this time, but to be perfectly honest, as a Luigi fan, despite wearing a Mario hat, I just wish there would have been more from him, because Luigi deserves that, especially with how well developed his character is now. Yes, he's a coward, and that's how he is in the film, but he's also brave. He's had his moments. So, I think, and this comes from a YouTuber, I can't remember the exact one, I'll leave a picture of the thumbnail, but there was a video I saw about rewriting the Super Mario Brothers movie, and he gave Luigi the ability to use the Poltergeist 5000, 3000, I can't remember, it's been a while, but yeah, Professor Egad was in this rewrite, the Boos were more involved, King Boo was even involved in that, but yeah, that would have been so cool to see, because it's Luigi. He's got to have more than just being a coward the whole time. He's got his moments of bravery. So that was a little disappointing, but he ended up being a hero at the end, which was cool. So he got something. I think Mario, Peach, and Toad traveling throughout all the lands and seeing those cool references was awesome. Do I wish there was a little bit more segments in those montages? Definitely. Like seeing more of like Bob-omb Battlefield or the Sand Kingdom, them interacting, like seeing like, where do we go from here to get to the Kong Island or whatever. I think Donkey Kong was great in this film. Was it kind of weird that Cranky was Donkey Kong's dad? Oh yeah, absolutely. If you know the lore, you know that that's his grandpa. Interesting stuff. But yeah, I think that was a little bit weird, but it works for what it is. But yeah, I think that the fight with Mario and Donkey Kong was really cool. I think that their dynamic was interesting. They were kind of funny. I liked when they got swallowed by the Unagi eel. That Mario's like, yeah, I think my dad thinks I'm a joke too. And Donkey Kong's like, well, yeah, your dad's right. That kind of stuff's really funny. And Seth Rogen's performance was like really, really funny when he said those lines. But there's a lot of good interactions in there, but there's a lot more that I wish could have been in there. It's not just Donkey Kong, Peach, Mario, Luigi, Toad, it's not all those characters. It's not all about them. Bowser's a huge role in the film too. And being performed by Jack Black, that was just magical. I'm just going to say it right now. I think he stole the entire movie. I think he absolutely killed it. Peaches was a song that I listened to on Spotify for months after that. I memorized the whole thing. I was just singing it, because it never got old. And then it did, of course, but it was just fun. And it was just funny to hear it. It was funny to sing it. It was funny to just goof off with my friends and listen to it or sing it or rewatch the film and be like, oh yeah, this is where it's coming in. So That was funny. And I also really liked the weird dynamic that Bowser and Kamek had with the whole, like, proposal concept that they were doing. I thought that was really funny. He was very quirky with those weird, like, I want to marry Peach and have a fairy tale wedding. It was scary. I mean, he was beating the crap out of Mario at one point, and, you know, that led to the end fight scene, where he and Luigi get the superstar. So, yeah. Bowser was a force to be reckoned with when he wasn't, like, gushing over Peach. Like, you could tell he was definitely hell-bent on taking over the whole world by stealing the stars. But I think for what it is, it's a good film. And it's definitely one I'd recommend over the original Super Mario Brothers film. But that's not to say that I hate that film. I actually like it. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine to like it and to watch it. Just because it's so different from what you'd expect from a Super Mario Brothers movie. But, yeah, that film works for me. Mario's parents were a really cool addition. Mario's whole family, I should say. It was just nice to see a little bit more of that extended family, because we don't really get that. Usually they don't have a face, or they're dead, or they're off screen, or they don't even exist. It was nice to see that there is a little extension of Mario's lineage. And it was also cool that Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, actually provided the voice of Mario's dad, and also Giuseppe, but that's a different character, and he's more of a background character. I guess you could say Mario's dad's character is too, but I do think that it was just nice to hear him say, "These are my boys," especially knowing that months later he would announce his retirement from the voice of Mario. So in a sense it is bittersweet, and especially if you go back now and you watch the film, it's lovely, but it's also sad, but it's also sweet. But I feel good because I met the guy, and it's true, he's a sweet guy, and, you know, he's been doing this for so long, for over 30 years, so, yeah, I mean, it was going to happen eventually, but he's done fantastic. I could gush about Charles all day, but let's also talk about the soundtrack. It was great, but 2 songs in particular, I believe. Take On Me and Holding Out for a Hero. So I want to ask, why? I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, I'm wondering what in their minds do they think we should use copyrighted, licensed 80s music? I think Holding Out for a Hero was a cover too. So it was like, why do we need to use a cover song of an 80s song in our Mario film? You could easily write it off as being like, oh, well, Mario was invented in the 80s, so it would make sense to correlate the 80s music with Mario, because it's funny, and it works, and it's recognizable, and people will be like, I've heard that song before, or, I listen to that song every now and then, I don't know. It didn't hit, because I know you can hear the unused songs, and they sound infinitely better than what we got. And I think Thunderstruck was also in there too. So three copyrighted songs. I don't get it. It doesn't enhance the film for me. It's just kind of like, okay, well, you got the licensed music, but where's the substance? Because you can definitely tell with the unused songs, there's more depth to the world. It just adds that much more, like, personality. It's not just like, this is a very corporate cash grab scene, so enjoy it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the music. I think everything else sounded great, though. I think the soundtrack, despite the 80s music, was like really, really awesome. I'm not bashing on 80s music either. I just wish that they used it more effectively, or just not at all, and we can just listen to it without getting, like, disappointed. One more thing I should bring up is the omission of certain characters, or even just kind of like glossing over the idea that they existed in the first place. The biggest contender is Toadsworth. He wasn't in the film. Now, he was in concept drawings for the film, but they decided not to use him. Instead, he was replaced by this blue toad with glasses and a deep sort of like exposition voice. I don't know, something about it just kind of felt off. Kind of like they were forcing us to forget that Toadsworth existed. Because if you're going to be a part of it, then yeah. So, I don't know what we could do about it. So, that was their decision, and he's not in the film. So, other than that, I think the film was good, and it has a lot of potential to be better in the sequel. So, I will give this film a 7.5 out of 10. Yes, I know that there's a lot to be desired, but for what it's worth, it was a good film, and I'm glad that they released it. So, that's my thoughts on the film. If you liked this video, and if you stuck around for as long as you have, thanks for being here, and I appreciate your support. Now, there's definitely going to be some more poll-related videos that I'm uploading in the near future, so stick around for that. And let's shoot for 500 subscribers by the end of this year, because I've got a lot of ideas, and I'd love to share, you know, more thoughts, more reviews, more all that stuff with you guys. And if you have any suggestions in the comments, or if you decide to vote in the polls, what's next, it's always open. And this just happened to be the winner, and this is the first video I wanted to make. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great rest of the day or night, and take care. See ya.